He was a good worker and everything, and clean,
Mm-hmm.
and I still have that letter that was written. I forgot what year that was written.
Bill of sale or
Yeah, the
something.
bill, and it said in the bill of sale for it. But I have forgotten what year that was.
I don't remember reading that letter, and I think somebody took the letter from you one time, wanted to make a copy of it, and I think you had a hard time getting it back.
Well, I had it though.
Yeah, but don't ever loan it out again.
No, I won't.
Because
I'll leave that for you.
well, it's I don't, but, you know, just don't let it get out of the family. Is what I meant. So.
That letter's priceless.
Yeah, something like that is it is priceless.
Absolutely
It
priceless.
came with the guarantees. And did you hear Mom when she said guaranteed she was in good health and all for $25?
Did your daddy ever have slaves?
Hmm?
Did your father have slaves?
Is
Did
he-
your father have slaves?
Did Granddad
Oh,
ever have
no,
slaves?
not my father, my grandparents.
Your grandparents.
Yeah.
Were they good to him? Do you think they were good to him?
Oh, yes, I'm sure they were. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
But this, I wish I had that. I have it at home. I mean, I wish we had it over
Oh
here.
yeah, I wish we did too.
Yeah, boy, that would be good to put that on.
Well, we can have it next time.
Do you remember the first president that you ever saw or saw in the movies or heard or all?
Oh, I don't know whether I ever saw many presidents or not.
Well, who was the first one you remember? I guess I don't know. Woodrow Wilson was during the war, wasn't
Wilson or Roosevelt.
he? Or was Teddy Roosevelt?
Yeah,
Well, I don't remember whether Wilson was before or after Roosevelt.
I don't remember any of
But
those
I remember I remember when President Franklin Roosevelt was elected. And that was when we were just coming out of the Depression era.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember. There's so many things I don't remember now that I used to could remember. But
You remember the minstrel shows that used to
oh yeah.
come around,
Oh yeah.
sell phony stuff?
Mhm.
I remember one time, I think it was down on Hackberry that we went down to, and they were selling genuine ink remover, and they poured something on a dollar bill. It was supposed to have been, or $10 bill, or whatever it was, supposed to have been a genuine ink remover, and whatever it was, it really didn't do it. And I guess by the time everybody got it home to try it, well, the show had skipped town. But they used to have entertainment, didn't they? Blackface and all.
Oh yes.
And they used to come to town in wagons, and they had pretty good shows.
Yeah, boy, they were funny. They all had a
Tell jokes and all.
black-faced comedians.
They'd sell wart removers and
I'll try to think of some jokes that they told at those days, that come out. But I can't, so right now I can't think of any of those.
you remember when we lived on St. James Street over there by Pearl Brewery that there used to be a something like a minstrel show up there, but it was a regular type show that they'd have at night, and there was a guy, I remember his name. His name was Wild Bill Strigo.
Oh yes, that's a friend of Joe's.
And I think he was the ugliest man I ever.
Oh, he was.
He was ugly. He was hit with an ugly stick. But he used to play the steel guitar, and he did a pretty good job of hollering and screaming that up.
Yeah. Well, I said he's friend of Joe's. Joe knew him, and they, in fact, he played for Joe in his orchestra, So.
Oh, did he? I remember him. I remember seeing him after that in a real shoddy part of town. I guess maybe 20 years ago, and I'm sure he's dead by now too. But he, I used to when I was 8 or so years old, I thought he was a big star or something.
Oh, he thought he was too. I think.
I think so too. Yeah.
Say, did y'all think about putting it together?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wild Bill Stigall.
Yeah, Mr. Go, yeah. But we're gonna knock this off here, but, you remember making homebrew when we used to live
Yes, I think so.
well, let's see, where was it? Essex, I guess. Didn't we make it on Essex? Didn't y'all make it on Essex Street?
I don't know about Essex, we may have, but I remember.
You made it out in the country there when.
At Corpus too.
No, but you
when
made
Joe was, well, now I don't know whether
you made it when you were living with Elmo. You know.
You were a baby. You were a baby.
Well, I don't remember that, but yeah, I remember y'all made about a 6-gallon crock when we lived out on the Wolf Farm when you were married to Elmo. And as I remember tasting of it, it was kind of sweet tasting. I guess we probably tasted of it before it was ready. Yeah. And I think I remember one time y'all bottled some up and some of it exploded.
Oh, that was your daddy. That was your father. When we made some at Corpus, he made it. I did. But he had a lot of friends that liked that homebrew. You know, they'd have parties and come over.
Yeah. Did he bottle it too soon? Is that the reason he broke?
And so I wanted him. I knew he was. You know, he'd come home in the afternoon or go out and come back, and he would drink a lot of beer. And I felt like he was drinking too much. So I hid a lot of it. We had, the cottage we had wasn't finished inside. It had some, I don't know what you call those things, up where you could put things in behind, you know, that didn't have double walls. Where you, so I don't know how it was. But anyway, it was thick so that you could stick things down in back of things, and stuff, some of it, and couldn't see it. You know, nobody could find it. You hide it. So one day he was gone, and I took a lot of it. I was aggravated because I thought he was drinking too much.
Yeah.
And so I took some and hid it. When he came home, he said, he had had company the night before, and they'd been drinking. And so while he was gone, I hid some of it.
You convinced him that they drank more than they
And
thought they did.
And when he came home, he went in where he had his beer there, and he said, "My goodness," he said, "this is not all the beer we got left, is it?" I said, "Well, remember, you had company last night, and y'all drank plenty last night." And he said, "Well, I didn't think we drank that much." I said, "I don't know." He said, "Are you sure you didn't put some away or hide some of it?" "I don't know where it is." I said, "I know you had company last night." And we were sitting around later on in the evening, you know, and I think I had convinced him that they did drink it, you know. And so all at once we heard something, pop, poof, you know, and he said, "What was that?" I said, "I don't know." And well, I guess he thought maybe something that, you know, I don't know what he thought, but he didn't say much about it. But anyway, a little later on, I don't know how much later that evening, another one popped. He looked at me, you know.
Dead giveaway, huh?
He said, "Are you sure that you don't have some of that beer in someplace?" But I don't know anything about your beer. I said, "You had your company last night." And he got to looking around.
He could smell it by then, I'm sure.
Yeah, he looked around then.
Yeah.
It was running down.
Yeah, yeah.
And he found out that he says,
He lied to him.
I thought so. I thought you said you didn't know where it was. I thought you hid some back. And he looked around, he found it. There's several bottles put away.
Did he get mad at you?
Huh?
Did he get mad at
Yeah, he didn't get mad. He doesn't get mad when he knows that I'm doing it for his good, and, you know. No, he didn't get mad about it. Kind of kidding me. He said,
Where was that, in Carpus?
Huh? Yeah.
Did y'all have gas to cook with when you were in Carpus? You had gas stoves by then?
I guess so, yeah.
Because I imagine,
Yeah.
I guess part of the time, I guess Yeah, when maybe your mother, when y'all first moved down there, you probably were cooking on a wood stove.
Well, we didn't have gas, but the house that Dad built at Corpus when we moved down there, he bought 2 lots.
Yeah.
And he built a big house on one lot, and Mother had the other lot for her garden space. She always wanted to garden.
Mm-hmm.
And but we didn't have gas. Mother didn't have gas. She used a wood stove.
And she baked and
Yes,
cooked them.
and baked such good biscuits and everything.
Mm.
That making a fire on a wood stove and cooking wasn't any job for her.
Yeah.
Because she was used to it all her life, right up until then.
I remember the first gas stoves. I remember what they looked like. Of course, there were still a bunch of them around when I was a kid, but of course they started getting more modern. And I remember the first old monitor top GE refrigerators, because they were only, about 2 or 3 cubic feet back then. They were, you couldn't store much in them, but it was refrigerated. Then it made its own ice cubes and all.
Mm-hmm.
But why don't we cut it off here and we'll.
Well, I was going to tell about the wood stove that Mother had
Oh.
at Corpus and at this house where that Bill had built, and
Yeah.
it was a nice big range,
Yeah.
I mean, as far as if you could call a wood stove a nice one, but
Yeah.
it was large and it had a reservoir
Mm-hmm.
at the end, and we kept water, and you could have hot water in, all the time. Just
Yeah.
kept, what you want.
No, that's right. I'm just turning around, trying to get comfortable again.
And
Oh.
she just cooked. I
Can you
remember.
see her?
Yeah, that's, I want the screen.
You remember? Oh, she used to put crabs. Cook crabs.
Yeah.
You have to cook them live, don't you?
Yes, you have to put them on alive. You can't kill them to do it.
It poisons them, yeah. Yeah.
So one day, Mother put, she had a big dish pan, and she put it up on top of this wood stove, and she put a lot of crabs, as many as she could put in that dish pan, and put them on there, and
Mm-hmm.
she thought, well, when the water began to get hot, they would die, it would kill them. That's where you have to kill. You can't just kill them. And then,
Yeah, it sounds cruel, but that's the way that's the way everybody cooks crabs. So.
Yeah, I know it. You could.
Even the Alaskan king crabs, they still have to do them that way.
Yeah.
That's the reason that they when you buy the crab legs, they're already cooked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, what I started to tell you, she went out of the kitchen for something, and and she came back in, and the crabs were crawling all on top of the stove.
Mm.
They crawled out of the dish pan, and
Mm.
and they were all over the stove.
Mm.
And Mother said, "Come here, quick, come help me." The crabs are all crawling out.
Mm.
And we put them back in there and let them get hot. Isn't that cruel? Looks like,
Yeah, it does seem cruel, but that's the way it is. That's the way you have to do. I want to focus in on that picture, Mom. Would you hold it up so I
Yeah,
can?
this-
Just sit right back.
just sit back. That's all right.
Oh.
I just want to.
I think the picture would look better than I do.
Oh, I messed up the light here. I'll have
Oh.
to fix it first. Maybe I can hold it. That's all right.
You bet.
Now, just go ahead, Mom. Just let me see if we can get focus right in on the. Can you hold that? And see if we can get a picture of the picture. Picture of the picture. Yeah.
Need the camera down a little bit.
Up. Yeah, that's good right there. I don't know whether we can focus it any better or not. Yeah, I guess maybe so. Yeah.
If you
But
want
that's you.
That is.
That's you and Dad when you were
18,
18 and he was
22.
22, huh?
And this is not your wedding picture.
No,
No.
No.
Mhm.
it looks like it might have been one, but we didn't have a wedding picture made. I don't
Yeah.
really remember when this was made.
Yeah, this is of course it had to be within a few months after you were married there. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a white dress and it's
Yeah.
it's pretty. It's got frills on it like it would be. Oh, we'll cut it off here and then we'll do some later on.